Hello and welcome to Cable Plus Property, your #1 online educative platform on all issues related to land and landed properties. My name is Oliza and it's always a pleasure to be here. At Cable Plus Property, our aim is to ensure that all Nigerians and non-Nigerians have at the tip of their finger every information related to land and landed properties. We provide you with all that you need to know about getting your property registered, land acquisition, documentation, and obtaining your planning permit. In this video, I'll be speaking with a town planner and a barrister of the law, no other than town planner barrister Makinde Ogunleye. Join me. What are the tools used by the government to carry out enforcement activities in the state, and what are the implications of not respecting or disobeying the tools?
I think the tools are through the institutions the government have established, the LAPCA, LASPA, all those things. They are the ones that the government employ to make sure that you obey the rules. That you find out that Lagos State has, even despite the preparation of modern city plans and master plan, they have commenced preparation of lower order plans, whereas certainty, you have certainty in plot to plot and road dimensions, so that you can easily monitor these things. Such are some of the tools. Because when you go to government estates, there is some level of orderliness there, because the layouts have been prepared, the scheme, and approved, and they are bidding according to it. So if this one is now being extended to other areas that are not within government GRAs and layouts and lower order plans are being prepared for them, and this will improve in the short run and the long run the performance of government in terms of monitoring.
So sir, kindly enlighten the viewers on the procedure for enforcing compliance with planning laws. You know, how does the government do that when they want to enforce the laws?
I think it's through the various agencies and officials. When they see any illegal development or any development they find out that it's out of place in a certain location, they serve necessary enforcement notices.
Okay.
They are in form of contravention notices, stop work order notices, demolition notices, if you quit notices. In some places they find out if they are distress bidding, they serve quit notices so that people will leave the house so that they will not die if there's any mishap. These are some of the processes government uses, and they follow up. And in that process, that's why they have conflict with the society, with the public, and public don't like them like the police do, because people don't like people who tell you not to do what you want to do.
Yes.
People want people to. They don't like government to tell you don't do this. People want freedom to do whatever they want to do. So, and that freedom is contained by government service of enforcement notices on all these developers.
So after a notice is served, how long does it take for the said agency to finally take action, or what are the next steps expected to take?
It depends on a number of factors.
Okay.
It depends on the severity of the situation. If it's a distress bidding, you need to get that they serve contamination notice and stop quit notice. So such a thing within 21 days, they expect them to
move.
Yes, to find out. The thing can collapse the 4th day or 3rd day or 5th day.
Wow.
So it's something that must be done immediately, since the building have been confirmed to be distress. If it's just somebody carrying out illegal development, some of them you serve them. You previously it's 3 days you serve a contravention notice and stop work. Previously.
That is if it's under construction.
Under construction.
Okay.
You serve contravention notices and stop work. The contravention notice is to invite the person to present his documents. If he has a relevant document permit, it's off the hook. But if not, they will proceed to serve a demolition notice, and then, if need be, they may. If you cannot regularize the structure, they can remove the structure if it's too. Let's say if it's building across a road or a canal that will affect the public in the long run.
So, but sir, I have observed that there are some buildings that you can clearly see the red marks, the seals and everything, but work is still going on. What is it exactly with such kind of buildings?
You see, Lagos is a very big city. The people monitoring are very thin on ground. Very, very thin on ground. I give an example, like Kushofe, as big as Kushofe is, there are no more than 5 or 10 officers. They cannot go all over the places on a daily basis. It's not possible. That's one of the challenges. And when your building is marked, it's not that it is due for demolition immediately.
Okay.
It's one of the actions taken to make sure that the offender complies with the notice served. Because if they don't do it, some will just throw it away. So that's why they make sure that now they say, even when you want to place notice, you place it and take the picture. Because that they will not deny that you did not serve notice. So when they mark it, everybody will say, no, this is an illegal development. So it's not every situation that's what you marked is going to be demolished. Once you comply with the requisite demand of the planning authority, they will let you go to the hook.
Wow. Yes. And you can have your building.
You can have your building.
Thank you for that, sir. Now, considering that most areas of the state are not covered by the physical development plan, how legal is it to enforce planning laws in such areas?
We have to appreciate Lagos State for having physical development plans all over the places. We from the regional plan, master plan, Epe Badagry Kurudu, modesty plan for all the other areas. Lagos had a regional plan, 1980 to 2000. It formed the basis of what we call the grand norm of planning activities in Lagos. It zoned the whole Lagos State into various uses: residential, industrial, agricultural, tourism areas, conservation areas, forest reserve areas. They are it's in the plan. So all the other plans that are being prepared, they take cognizance of the provision of that original regional plan zoning map. So whatever is being done in Lagos State is legal because we have a general regional plan covering the whole state from Epe to Badagry, from everywhere. So whatever you do here in terms of planning is legal because the instrument that allows it initially is based on the preparation and approval of the regional plan.
Okay. What measures can government put in place to ensure that developers willingly apply for and abide with the content of the planning permit?
Currently, there are so many physical development plans in Lagos State, as I've mentioned earlier. But the government should move with time because Lagos is a cosmopolitan, it's a mega city or meta city, whatever you want to call it. The development is every minute. So for us to be able to move along with the time, they must introduce a approval to the planning process, which I learned they've started. But they must reduce the level of documentation. It is too stringent. Documentation, you have to have a title, and you cannot get title in lands easily, either consent or CFO or whatever. You can't get it in lands, and you are required to get that title to get a plan out. So when you are looking for a title for 6 years, 3 years, 5 years, your building cannot wait. So government must go around a way to, once you can prove that site belongs to you, they should let it go. Because we are not dealing with, we don't actually deal with title to the land. The plan you are given, the approval you are given, does not confer ownership on you. So why are we bothered? So if you have issues, let them go to court and sort it out among themselves. So if 2 people or 3 people or 4 people are fighting on the same land, it's not the issue of planning. Planning is only concerned with the use to which that land is placed. So you can approve the use for them. If they like, let them go to court to sell themselves. So we should not lay too much emphasis on saying that someone must have a valid title on a land before we approve. That should be minimized. If that is minimized, 70% of conservation in Lagos City we go. That is one. Two, what are we doing with tax clearance? When you go and do other things in Lagos, they don't have for tax clearance unless planning. Go and get your vehicle that particular. They don't have for tax clearance before they give you vehicle particular. Why are they not asking why are they not ask for tax clearance? Are they not supposed to have responsibility to pay their tax before they can have a vehicle? Why are they not attached? Why are they attaching to approval? So they should minimize the issue of asking go and clear up. You submit to plan, they don't go give you 3 million, 5 million. They should minimize this. You know you are looking for money, but approval is just a mere license to develop, like license to drive a vehicle. They should not lay too much emphasis on making money. That is what is causing the problem on permit. There are extraneous things that should not be linked into planning, which they have imported to prevent people from getting the approval. When they get the approval, they don't even solve their problem with whatever other problem the issue they have. If you want to play ground, then go and meet them in Atlanta and play ground. What's their business? You see? But the government want to use that one to make money from other agencies. Where are they using planning to make money for other agencies? Where are agencies are not using the permit which we give? Lands they don't even have for approval before they issue consent in an existing bidding. They don't ask. It's not their business. So why are we hammering on this one that you must have title, you must have tax clearance, you must have land use charge, you must have. As long as you're asking for that, you have delay in approval, and then people will be building legal structures.
So if you say that will stop or would make people willingly apply,
yes,
then what would make people comply with the content of a permit after they've gotten it?
If you easily get your permit, 50-60% will comply. Not the issue of 100% not complying now. 50-60%. The rest will now lie on the planning authority to make sure that they comply. The new LAPCA provision says before you start your construction, they must be on site to see the foundation before you start the foundation. It's supposed to be there. That is the law. So if they have permit, they will invite them to come and do it. Somebody will get the permit. All those people who are doing illegal development, they don't even submit to the planning office. They don't submit. They just carry out their development based on the need to have a place to lay their head.
And that was another great session with Town Planner Barrister Makinde Ogunleye. I trust that you've learned all that you need to know about the legal aspect of planning. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button below, like this video, share with friends and families, and also head on to our Facebook and Instagram pages at Cable Plus Property to follow our page. My name is Oiza, and I'll see you next time.